next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Emma. So, Judy, what is Emma to you?
This is Emma, and when I freaked out in a broken-down lift, she kept me calm by playing a game of Guess Who.
Right. Chris, perhaps you'd like to explain how you know Emma.
This is Emma, and I have brought her here tonight to apologise for making her cry whilst filming a TV show.
Right. Finally, David, what's your relationship with Emma?
This is Emma. She dived into a swimming pool to save me when she mistook my backstroke for drowning.
So there we have it. Lee, where will you start?
I think we'll start with Judy. When was this? And do not say 20 years ago.
No. A year and a half.
A year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Where was this lift?
Lewisham Shopping Centre.
Right.
And I came out of the car park.
Yeah.
Went into the lift.
In your car?
No.
No.
With my 2 feet.
Yeah.
And her parents and her was walking. Her parents wanted to just go up the stairs, and she wanted to go in the lift. So they were like, all right, we'll meet you on
We'll meet you up there.
So it broke down, and you were just alone, the two of you together?
Yeah.
And how long were you stuck in the lift for?
It felt like ages, but it was something like 16 minutes or so.
Oh, quite a long time.
So, is Emma calm?
Yes.
How long do you stay calm for?
About maybe 45 seconds.
That... You only lasted 45 seconds.
I'm so sorry. So it just went, "Unk," and I was like pressing the alarm, and then someone speaks. I said, "Oh, we're stuck in the lift. Something's wrong with the lift."
Right.
And he said, "Oh,
You've pressed the alarm after 45 seconds?
I just thought, I can't be stuck in here. I can't be stuck in here. I need to get out. I need to get out. How long are they going to take?
And what was Emma saying?
She was saying, "Oh, it should be all right. It's calm down." She was
then Emma
fantastic,
played
and that's why
again.
she's amazing.
But with respect, why did that comfort you in any way? After all, Emma was far too young to be any kind of hydraulics expert.
So how did she calm you down? You mentioned something about a game.
Yeah, she was just like, "Why don't we play this game to just keep ourselves occupied?"
What did you play?
Guess Who?
But you mean Guess Who on the phone?
No, you know the little card game with the thing that you pull up?
She brought with her a portable board game. At this point, did you think, I think she deliberately did this to the lift?
So how did this all come to a conclusion?
Well, you know, after playing a few games, we just heard someone saying, "Oh, look, we're here, it's going to be all right."
Here's the big question. When help arrived, fire brigade or mountain rescue?
Now, what about Chris and his story?
Chris, OK, so you have brought her on the show tonight to apologise to her because you made her cry on television.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
It is.
Yeah, so how did you make Emma cry?
I was mean.
OK.
In my defence, I was hired to be mean to children, and it turns out I'm just really, really good at it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean you were hired to be mean to her?
There was a TV show that I was approached to be on, and they wanted me to be a bit of a nuisance and a bit of a pain and try and make life difficult for the kids.
And David wasn't available?
So what show was this, Chris?
It was a cooking show where young kids had to run a restaurant.
What was the show called?
It was called Step Up to the Plate.
Right, before we go anywhere, Step Up to the Plate. Have you seen it?
Never heard of it.
John?
I might have heard of that.
Yeah, just then. I mean, before now.
Yeah, you look before, yeah.
It's a kids' show.
Were you a customer?
Yes, they hired me specifically to be difficult.
I see.
So, specifically, what sort of things did you say, Chris?
I'd get brought food and I was told, "Oh, this is surprisingly sweet." And I'd say, "Well, it's not surprisingly sweet anymore, is it? Because you've told me it's sweet." You've ruined the surprise. That's what you've done.
Oh, that's brilliant. Was she your waitress?
Yeah, she was one of my waitresses, and the kids took turns, and Emma was about number 3.
What? How?
By
do
which
we know...
point I'd really kind of got into the groove, Lee. I think the only mistake that Emma really made is that she told me that the meat in the meal was Venice instead of venison.
She's a child, you barbarian. What did you reply with?
What, I'm going to be eating the Italian city of Venice, am I?
Oh, you horrible man.
No wonder it smells of sewage and canals. I mean, can you please pass my compliments to the chef for being able to represent the stagnant filth of the city of loving meat form?
I'll tell you what, I didn't see it, but I'm going to find it.
Well, Chris, you said you wanted to apologise. Why don't you take the opportunity?
So, Emma, I'm sorry for being mean on the show, and for making really...
Sorry, Chris, one moment. Sorry. Emma, could you put the middle finger away, please? So sorry. I'm sorry, Chris.
Right, only young David is left.
Remind us, David.
This is Emma, and she dived into a swimming pool to save me after mistaking my backstroke for drowning.
Where was it? Where did it happen?
It happened in a swimming pool in Italy.
Oh, Italy!
Italy,
Was it in venison?
It was in the city...
Come on, you can do this,
Italian
David.
city...
Of?
Sorrento.
OK.
Oh.
It's more of a town than a city, isn't it?
Do you know, I'm not entirely sure.
Have you ever been there?
No, never.
No more questions.
No. I have been to Sorrento.
Is Emma Italian?
No.
But she was on holiday?
Yes.
Right.
So, and I'm not Italian either.
Right.
So you're on holiday on your own, I'm assuming?
No, I'm with my wife and child.
That's still going strong?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But they weren't in the swimming pool.
So you're doing the backstroke?
Yes.
And...
Not classic backstroke. I will admit that. Not this. I'm not doing that, because I find my shoulders don't like it.
What were you doing? Were you doing doggy paddle?
Dogs don't swim on their backs. You'd see everything.
My dogs
Is that why they don't do it?
Absolutely. They're notoriously shy creatures.
So tell us about your unconventional backstroke.
Well, I'm just on my back, sort of.
Oh, you're doing that,
do a
aren't
bit
you?
of
You're
that.
doing that.
Yeah, and I think I'm probably doing breaststroke legs, actually, if you can imagine anything so mad and fusion. But I've got a sort of iPod that's been waterproofed. You can listen to things while swimming back and forth, and you get the vague exercise of the swimming without the unremitting tedium.
Going on your mime,
you
don't look to me like you're drowning. So why did Emma feel she had to come and help you?
Well, one of the disadvantages of this listening device is that it is slightly difficult to rewind or change tracks.
So you've changed the track to the Beatles' Help. You've sang along.
I'm not singing. I'm just trying to go back 5 minutes in the episode that I'm listening to.
Oh, OK.
But in doing so, I've become slightly unsettled in the water. A little bit of water has gone up my nose. I might have gone a bit spluttery, and I'm trying to re-clip the thing.
You look to some, particularly to Emma, as if you're in distress. What happened?
Yeah. The first thing I knew, though, she jumped in the pool and was lifting my chin up.
And what are you saying?
I probably kicked off with an apology. That's how I usually start most social interactions. And she said, "Oh, I thought you were in trouble." And I went, "Oh no, I'm OK, but thank you very much."
So where were Emma's parents?
They weren't in evidence.
This poor child's either left alone in a pool, left alone in a lift, or be left alone to be shouted at by Chris.
They were somewhere vaguely.
Where are her parents tonight? Nobody knows.
All right, we need an answer. So Lee's team is Emma, Judy's calming companion, Chris's forlorn friend, or David's swimming saviour?
John.
I think Chris seems the most plausible to me.
Judy gave a brilliant performance of someone who had been trapped in a lift.
It was like the beginning of an episode of Casualty.
Yeah, it was, and very grateful to
I have to
Emma.
say, it was good, but it was hard to follow her breakup with David.
So what are we going to say, then?
Chris.
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 You're gonna say Chris?
We'll go Chris.
OK, they're saying that it's Chris and the TV show. Emma, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Emma, and Chris made me cry on TV.
Emma, you're a superstar because I genuinely thought that you saved me in a lift.
Yes, Emma is Chris's forlorn friend. Thank you very much, Emma. So please welcome this week's special guest, Mario. So, Angelica, what is Mario to you?
This is Mario. He's the builder I accidentally exposed myself to.
Bob, how do you know Mario?
This is Mario. He's my pest controller. I got to know him when he was doing a big job for me, and ever since he's been sending me photos of massive rats.
OK. Finally, Lee, what is your relationship with Mario?
This is Mario, and we got into a row because he thought I was honking him, when in fact I was on my way to the garage to fix my faulty horn.
David's team, where will you begin?
Angelica, so you accidentally exposed yourself to Mario, is that right?
So, moved into the house and it needed lots of work doing. Yeah. The builders were in different parts of the house. So it's one of those things where if you had to have a bath or a shower, you had to take everything with you. So have it, and I came out of the bath and I forgot my towel. So peeked out the bathroom, thought the coast is clear, ran into the bedroom, and I thought, phew, I made it.
Yeah.
And Mario was standing in there.
Oh, no.
Also naked. And this is her practising her alibi to her husband.
And what did she say?
Nothing for about 10 seconds.
What did he say?
Nothing for about 10 seconds.
So there's 10 seconds of silence. You're naked, he isn't.
He's not naked.
Isn't.
How naked are you?
Everything was on show.
Why didn't you just run straight back into the bathroom? Why did you freeze?
You know when you have that moment of shock? I just stood there. I didn't even cover.
Yeah.
It's all sounding very suspicious, isn't it?
Like this. I was like...
10 seconds! That's a hell of a scene. And go,
it was, you know, like when you see films...
That's 10 seconds, that's quite...
It's quite a long time.
So what happened?
I think I walked slowly out.
You walked up, you haven't got the towel.
Because what...
What are you going to do? You walk straight out and what, then go down to the builder and say, he's seen it, you might as well.
All right, who's next?
Bob, what was the pest control situation that Mario initially had to resolve for you?
It was moths.
Whereabouts?
It was in my, not quite...
Wallet.
wallet joke.
I love a moth in a wallet joke. Proper old school.
Oh, my God.
It was like, it's like a half basement. It's where I store everything. Lots of bags of clothes that we, you know, haven't thrown out. Mario came round to sort it out, and it ain't easy.
Where do the rats come in?
Yeah,
You said rats, didn't you?
I got talking to Mario, and he showed me a picture of a rat.
I mean, just like you do, sort of, just as you're chatting, and I tell you what, there's a picture of a rat.
Yeah, if you saw the picture, you'd show it to anyone.
Why, is it a big rat?
Oh, wow, it looks like it's this big.
Yeah.
But I said, no, that's just him hold it, you know, towards the camera thing.
Yeah.
So it looks massive. And he was a bit offended by this. So subsequently, with his company, Rats All Folks. No, he had a very normal name.
Yeah.
Murder, She Roach. But he didn't like me doubting him.
And
so now, whenever he gets a whopper, bing!
Do you have a favourite rat picture he sent you?
Yeah, I won't let you see it, but wait. Have a look at this one, Lee.
Wow.
That's quite something.
That is genuinely shocking, and not sure that's legal, Bob.
All righty, now Lee.
Lee. OK, Lee, remind us of your story.
So this is Mario, and we had a row because he thought I was honking him, when in fact I was on my way to the garage to fix my faulty horn.
So the fault was that it wouldn't stop honking?
Yeah, it was honking randomly.
So it was sort of going off at different times. You didn't know when it was going to honk, and
Correct,
it was sometimes not.
correct.
And how many times did it go off when you were behind him?
I'd say at least a dozen. Sometimes it was a... Sometimes it was a...
So how did the fight break out?
Well, we had a row, not a fight. I'm not an animal. So we were driving along, and he's in front of me, and I'm probably a little bit too close to him, which was my mistake. But it went, and I sort of went, it's very hard to mime. I'm sorry, there's something wrong with my horn. Well, actually, there is a way of doing it, but... So I could see him looking every time it went, and I was going, this is all fine, you know. But it just, and eventually he stops in the road, and I couldn't get past him. And he gets out of the car and he approaches me.
Oh.
I opened the window and I thought, I better keep this up. So I just went, look, I'm sorry, mate, but... I've caught this off the car.
He came around, you opened the window, you
I didn't do that because it's not 1986, David. No. And that was annoying because you won't believe the noise it made when I opened the window.
Yeah. And... Tell us what happens then.
So he then said, yeah. You've got a problem, mate.
He appears to have a problem.
Yeah. You've got a problem, mate. Yeah. And I said, I'm beeping you because my horn is broken. He does it for no apparent reason. Don't you beat me, mate. I'll give you what for.
Yeah.
At this point, he grabs me and he says, You do that one more time, mate. You do that one more time. And I'll be straight back.
Given that he was that aggressive to you, you seem very relaxed being this close to him.
Yeah, but I did insist on the screens. Because that's how we first met. If I did that now, they'd go down and he'd attack me.
OK, we need an answer. So, is Mario Angelica's blushing builder, Bob's pest controller pal, or Lee's road rager?
Well... I mean, I'm tempted to eliminate Lee quite early on.
It did start falling to pieces.
I think Angelica's sounds like a real possibility. Like, that is something that could easily happen, I reckon.
What's difficult is the 10 seconds, isn't it? Let's be fair. I mean, you'd just scream and run away, wouldn't you?
I scream when I see my own reflection naked. yeah, absolutely.
You wouldn't stand there for 10 seconds.
I just have to tell my... Cover the mirrors once more!
I also reckon you quite like getting rat pictures.
Yeah. Who would you stay in contact with? Someone you flashed at or someone who sends you pictures of rats? And I think it's more likely to be Bob, myself.
Oh, God, I think it's Angelica.
Do you?
Oh,
I know.
Please agree.
I'm sorry.
Or I'll have to think.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go with Bob.
Yeah.
You want to go with Bob, don't you?
I just want to be right. Sometimes I really don't care, but on this moment I want to be right.
I thought this show was a bit of fun.
So did I. OK, we're going to go for Bob.
You're saying it's Bob.
Going to go for Bob.
You're saying it's...
Can we get it over with?
OK, we're going for Bob. Mario, would you please reveal your true identity?
Hi, I'm Mario, and Angelica accidentally exposed herself to me.
Yes. Mario is Angelica's blushing builder. Thank you very much, Mario.
So confused. He genuinely just showed me a picture of a man holding a huge rat.
Why?
I've got lots of pictures of rats.
Can we just settle this once and for all? Angelica, have you got any photographic evidence?
So please welcome this week's special guest, Kath. So, Jason, what is Kath to you?
This is Kath. She got angry with me because I couldn't stop eating her dog sausages.
Right. Jason's sausage saviour. Bryony, how do you know Kath?
This is Kath. I had to strip her of first prize in a baking contest when I found out that somebody else had made her cake.
Right. Bryony's bogus baker. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Kath?
This is Kath. Together, we recently enjoyed a 5-mile ride on a tandem.
So there we have it. Is Kath Jason's sausage saviour, Bryony's bogus baker, or David's cycling sidekick? Lee, where would you like to begin?
Start with Jason. When was this?
Gosh, when was this?
I mean, give us a decade.
Oh, it was recent. It was in the last year.
In the last year?
It was about 4 months ago.
How long did it happen for?
Just over a year, I think.
So for just over a year, you've been eating her dog sausages.
That's right.
Right. Just one more question.
Oh, all right.
What the hell are you talking about?
Kath has got a cafe.
Yeah.
And that sells sausages.
Right.
What's the texture of the sausages?
I wasn't expecting that question.
They were pork sausages, sliced up, and for dogs.
So she's your local cafe owner?
That's right, yeah.
Right. You go into this cafe fairly regularly?
I go into the cafe.
Yeah. How often do you go?
Like, at one point, every day.
Why?
Because it's in the square.
What does that mean?
In the square where I live.
It's in the square where you live?
Yeah.
Where'd you live? Trumpton?
I've got an office, and it's near Kath's.
Okay, this is during the lockdown?
It was during lockdown.
Was Kath's Cafe open?
Only for outside use.
These sausages, are they already outside on the table as a treat for the dogs?
Yes.
Ah. How many tables had sausages on?
One, of course.
Just one?
Just the one.
So
you weren't allowed to sit at the tables because it was lockdown.
Oh, so I see. So humans weren't allowed to sit down, but loads of dogs were going, how have you been? You're right. Yeah.
What sort of dog do you have?
No, I don't have a dog.
Oh.
What makes them different, like, types of sausage? Why would they not be for humans as well?
Well, I thought they were. I thought they were sausage samples.
Okay.
Oh, you thought they were to make you go, I'll have number 3, please.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did she reprimand you multiple times or once?
Actually, she's never reprimanded me.
Well, hang on.
If you say you didn't stop, that means it happened multiple times. It can't happen once.
Can I say...
No. You're getting me mixed up. You're getting me mixed up here. Sophie, what... Sophie's got a question.
No one's ever done that on this show before. Go on. No, I'll take another question, please. It's not question time. Yes, the lady there in the sparkly dress. What would you like to say? Just answer the question!
So what happened was she put a sign up to say, can you stop eating the dog sausages?
Just dear Jason! Not for everybody.
No, it was a general, like, someone's eating the sausages.
Yeah, I'll turn around and if they're back on the table, we'll say no more about it.
How many times did you do it, and how did you find out that you were in the wrong?
Okay. When he was on all fours licking the water. He said enough is enough.
Because one day I got to the cafe and there was a sign saying these sausages are for dogs, can you stop it?
Did you go in and tell her, oh, by the way, that is me? I think it might be mainly me eating the sausages.
I never went face to face, said, oh, by the way...
So you didn't mention it to her at all?
No.
Must have got a hell of a shot when she got the call to come down today. What the hell's this about? OK, I'll come then, but what the hell am I going to hear? Has he been stealing from my shop? What's he been doing? No, she just came down. Yeah, I'll come. Don't you want to know why? Yeah! There's nothing left at home. I'm bankrupt. Someone keeps eating all my dog sausages.
Who would you like to quiz next?
I mean, wow. I mean, give the poor fella a break. Jason, have a drink. We'll come back to you in a minute.
There's a bowl on the floor there. Just remind us, Bryony, what's your claim?
I had to strip Kath of her first place title because her cake, she'd not baked it.
OK.
And when was this?
This was August 2019.
That's post-bake-off for you?
Post-bake-off, yeah.
Is it a village fete or something?
Yeah, a little village just outside of Bristol.
So people just bring the cakes to the competition?
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
That means you don't see the process. They bring the cake.
Yes.
It's an absolute lie, because you don't run a competition that way.
What do you mean?
What?
People just can't bring the cake.
They can.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
They can.
Yeah.
That is so flawed in so many...
Yeah,
That's the craziest thinking.
It is so... I agree. What you're doing is deconstructing 300 years of British culture.
Let's let Bryony now paint a picture
Yeah.
of the whole day.
So it's a, classic village fete, and they had a little marquee trying to recreate the tent. And people brought their cakes for me to judge.
What was Kath's cake?
Kath's cake was a chocolate fudge cake.
And who had made Kath's cake?
And well, before you tell us, how did you find out that
Yeah.
someone else had made it?
Well, I mean, this is very village fatey, but it was actually one of her neighbours came over to tell me that she knew that Kath had bought it.
Oh, she bought it?
Like Midsummer Murders.
Yeah.
Didn't the box and the cellophane and the price sticker give it away?
Yeah, it said taste the difference on it. I didn't pick up on it.
She's always making caterpillar cakes.
So what did you do? You were given this information, puts you in a very difficult position.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I pulled Kath aside and had a little
you
chat.
didn't hesitate?
Yeah, I had a little chat with her.
And what happened then?
Well, she was remorseful, but we had to take first prize off her because I can't give her first prize for a cake that she didn't even make.
I'd say what we have learned, despite what Bake Off tell you, shop bought, clearly nicer than homemade.
What about David?
David. It was so long ago. What did he say?
I said, this is Kath, and together we recently enjoyed a 5-mile ride on a tandem.
Right. Front or back for you?
Yeah.
Front.
Wow. And how do you know Kath?
From the tandem ride.
This first time you met was...
That was the
you
first
met her
time
on
we
the
met.
bike?
I met her...
wow, that's a place to meet, isn't it?
No, I met
Oh,
her...
stop riding so close!
I hired this with Kath at a bike hire shop in the New Forest.
Sorry, you hired it with her?
Yes.
But you don't know her?
No, we were in the queue.
Right.
The only bike that remained was a tandem.
Oh!
What were you doing in the New Forest in the first place? Why were you down there?
I was down there shooting a big new drama for Sky.
What sort of character were you playing? Posh and repressed or repressed and posh?
That's the journey, actually. It goes from one to the other, and it's over just 12 episodes.
I don't understand the motivation to do it. Why was it important that you ride on that particular day if you're there shooting something and you can come back the next day?
Well, I had a surprise day off because Ian McKellen's knee was playing up. And
I thought you say Ian McKellen's knee was playing my part.
No, he was... We was...
He'd do a good job, wouldn't he, his knee?
It's not working. Could we give David the day off and let my knee do
I
it?
have to say, McKellen's knee does a wonderful sarcastic expression that puts me to shame. But anyway, I was determined to have a bit of recreational fun in the New Forest, and I wasn't going to give up on a bike ride just because I was last in the queue.
When you got off the bike, did you spend a little bit longer together? Did you say coffee or anything like that, or did you just end it there?
Pedalo?
No, it was, we had, I think, a 2 or 3 minute chat, but we didn't go for coffee.
I'll tell you what, David, it strikes me that Kath does look as though she could be on the back of a tandem. If you were to position yourself in front of her, that might sway the team into believing
in your
it's you.
view, would achieve something.
I think it would, yes.
All right, I will do it. Here we go. Sorry about this, Kath. I haven't done my warm-up, but, leg goes over there. Oh,
well, that's a very low crossbar, if you don't mind me saying.
No, absolutely, I do have trouble with it. Fortunately, they had a little set of steps. So I was able to imagine I'm climbing the steps, over I go, onto the seat, very comfy. There we go. And,
now, you'd want to check that Kath was happy.
Yeah. Are you happy, Kath? Are you happy, Kath? I'll take that as a yes, and off we go. And there we go. There's some New Forest ponies there. That one looks like it's got mange. Over a cattle grid.
David, I have to tell you, she's making very little effort.
Do you know there are times in your life where you question some of your career choices? Back to the hire shop. There we go. Both brakes. There we go. There we go. Put it and then prop the thing up down the little staircase. Very nice to meet you, Kath.
There you go.
Lovely.
We need minute answer. Is Kath Jason's sausage saviour, Bryony's bogus baker, or David's cycling sidekick?
It's a hard one, this. I'm going to let you two decide.
I'm going to go with Jason.
You're saying Jason ate dog sausages?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the cake one, actually. I'm gonna go cake.
Okay, I'm slightly more towards Jason. Oh, have you changed?
Stop
growling. It sounds like you've had dog sausages.
What are you going to go for?
Sausages?
We can go sausages. It goes back with the 80s.
OK, we are going to go sausages.
Yeah.
Are you happy with sausage?
I'm happy with sausage.
Go on.
Here we go.
I'm not happy with sausage. I think it's cake, but we'll go sausage.
Well, go with what you think it is.
Cake! You can always compromise and go tandem. You know?
I think you're going cake. Kath, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Kath, and I had to stop Jason eating the dog sausage.
Yes, Kath is Jason's sausage saviour. And we can see a picture of the sign that she wrote now. There it is, look. That's it. Please don't take the doggy sausage. It makes them sad. If you're really hungry, we have human treats, you idiot, Jason. Thank you very much indeed, Kath.
Thank you.
So please welcome this week's special guest, Lee. So, Pam, what is Lee to you?
This is Lee. He caught me in his bookshop when I was putting my books on top of Richard Osman's.
All right, so, Pam's bookshop buddy, Kyle, how do you know Lee?
This is Lee. We once pretended to be 50 Cent's support act to get into a club.
Kyle's fellow fraudster. And finally, Lee. What is your relationship with Lee?
This is Lee. I single-handedly held his five-a-side football team to a draw after all four of my teammates were sent off.
So there we have it. David.
Right. So where was this bookshop, Pam?
In Blackjack Street, Cirencester.
And what's it called?
Octavia's.
Great name, Blackjack Street.
Blackjack Street is great, isn't it?
Do the numbers only go up to 21?
So describe what you did and
I
how
went
Lee
in,
responded.
and as you go in, there's a round table in front of you on which they put all the bestsellers. And I saw, as I walked in, a great stack of Richard's books, and I was consumed by a bit of jealousy and envy. I thought, here's this man who's selling all these thousands of books, and here am I trying to earn a crust as a poet.
Yeah.
And I confess, a black cloud descended upon me, rigid with fury. I picked up...
That's that scene from Pulp Fiction. I will strike down upon thee!
It's like Samuel L. Jackson.
Rigid with fury and envy and jealousy and all of those foul emotions. I've got a couple of my books and I put them on top of his because I just thought it wasn't fair that one person should be so massively successful when I am scratching a living as a versifier.
Well, that all sounds very plausible.
And Lee saw you do
He
this.
saw me. He came over to me very politely and he said, "Excuse me, madam, but I have to bring to your attention the fact that you're not permitted to shift books around in the way that you are doing at present." And he said, "I must insist that you replace the books where they were originally exhibited."
Did he realise that they were your books?
What?
Did he realise they were your books?
Not initially. Not until I
initially.
spoke. And then when I spoke, the realisation dawned across his face and he said, "Ah, you are that poet of renown."
Yeah. You are that poet of renown. I wish you'd put that book down. Wow. Hannah is applauding my rhyming.
You're surprised because you were lamenting the scansion even as you said it.
I was. So did he make you put them back?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I
Lee.
left Octavia's with my tail between my legs.
She went to the bookshop at number 22, but they'd gone bust.
You're getting used to him now.
I'm getting used to him now.
Who would you like to quiz next?
OK, Kyle, tell us your story again, please.
So we pretended to be 50 Cent's opening act to get into a club.
Okay. What was the club?
It was, I don't remember the name of the club, but it was in the Arcadian in Birmingham.
And that night, 50 Cent, who is... I mean, I'm not great with music, as you know. He's a rap star.
Yeah,
Is that
Philly.
right? Yeah, yeah.
He's what happened when Dollar split up, essentially.
So he was playing in Birmingham that night, and people will be thinking there'll be a lot of his team around, and so it was a plausible thing to say.
So Lee was our manager. We were from New York, and he was telling them, like, listen, I've got these guys. They weren't going to come out tonight because they were going to be tired after the gig, but they've actually decided that they do want to come and shake a leg, and we've heard that this is the best club in Europe.
We've heard that the best club in Europe is in Birmingham.
So did they ask you anything? So did you put on a New York accent?
Well, Lee was doing the chatting and talking, and it was like, listen, I've got these guys, they've come from New York.
Look, here we go. I will be the bouncer. you be Lee trying to get into my club.
We let him do his thing, and then every now and then we'd be like, hey, yo, we getting in or what? And I'm just like,
sir, please.
I'm just trying to get in with my friends, you know,
please. Now, appreciate you've had a difficult night. Put yourself in my shoes.
Like, where are you from? Like,
I'm from Birmingham, you cheeky devil. Now, if it's a quiet night, you can come in. Right.
Night.
What?
If it's a quiet night.
Why have you got your granddad with you? What's he doing here? Tell us about your band. I mean, what sort of band? Love a bit of music, mate.
Yeah, we do, like, rap music or whatever.
What part of New York are you from, sir?
Brooklyn.
I'll tell you what, it's breaking the rules. We're going to let you in. All right?
I appreciate that.
I'm with him. Can I come in?
I'm sorry, sir. We have an over-70s night every Sunday.
Can I come in?
You can definitely come in because tonight is bondage night. All right, now, Lee, remind us, it seems a while ago.
So, this is Lee, and I single-handedly held his five-a-side team to a draw after all of my players were sent off apart from me.
What year was this?
This was about a year ago.
And what was it about this match that caused your teammates to be sent off? What sort of people are you playing football with?
They were all different reasons.
Please tell us.
Well, the first one was sent off for dissent.
Who was that first person?
First person was Jeff.
Jeff. What does Jeff do for a living?
Jeff.
How do you know him?
He's a bin man.
He's a bin man?
Yeah.
Is he your bin man?
He's not my bin man, no.
So how do you know him?
He's one of the dads at the local school.
Yeah.
Then someone was sent off a few minutes after Jeff.
Who was that?
Ron.
Ron?
Ron.
Oh, no. Why?
Well, Ron went in with a two-footed tackle.
No. A two-footed tackle?
Yeah, and he has got one leg as well, which is really weird. But he did it twice. So...
How do you know Ron?
Postman.
He's a postman, is he?
I know he is.
Is he your postman?
Not my postman,
Not your postman?
No.
So how do you know him if he's not your postman?
Well, I just know him from the local school. He's one of the dads.
Ah, OK. And who's the third thug?
Why don't we say the next two were sent off together, shall we?
The next one to be sent off was Rob.
Rob? What does he do for a living?
He's actually a butcher.
A butcher? Yeah. Is he your butcher?
No, he's not my butcher, no, I'm a vegan.
So how do you know him, then?
He's next door to the veg shop.
And so you've naturally got to know the shopkeeper of the shop next door to where you buy all your
vegetables. Yeah, I go and buy my vegetables, and I always look in and I'll always give him a, that's cruel!
So we get to a point where Jeff, Ron and Rob have gone. It's just you and another person. Now, who's the other person that you're relying on?
Adrian.
Adrian?
Yeah.
Now, what does Adrian do?
He's actually lost his job.
Oh, no, but what did he do?
He was a butcher, a postman and a bin man.
Must be quite hard for him, then, to be around the other guys, the memories.
Well, yeah, but, you know, they were bras.
Sorry?
Oh, memories, sorry. Yes.
And what was he sent off, then?
Well, he was sent off for time wasting. Yes, because obviously, think about it. You're 8-0 up at half-time, you get a man sent off, and now it's 8-1, and then it's 8-2, and then it's 8-3, 8-4, 8-5, 8-6. We're down to 2 players, there's only a few minutes left. What are you going to do? you're going to time waste.
What was he doing to waste time?
He went for a Kit Kat.
What was the name of the team?
Fish Alive FC.
Fish Alive FC.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Oh! That's really good.
All right, we need an answer. So, David's team, is Lee Pam's bookshop buddy, Kyle's fellow fraudster, or Lee's football friend?
Well, I don't believe Lee.
Why?
Because of all of the details.
I think it is Lee.
You think it is
I
Lee?
agree.
Yeah.
I think Lee has done a Lee thing of making the story kind of like...
Yeah.
There's stuff
Right.
that didn't happen.
Right.
But I think the guts of Lee's story... I do. It just feels...
So,
like,
well, for example, the professions of your team.
Yeah.
Were they really a binman, a postman, a butcher, and an unemployed former binman, postman, and butcher?
OK.
Is that true?
No.
No.
No, it's not true, David, because that would be ridiculous.
I don't actually believe it was Lee. That was...
You don't believe it?
Who do you
Of
believe?
course not.
Well, it could... No, but the point is it could be Lee.
David.
Yeah?
Probably not Lee.
Are you giving me a clue?
I'm worried you're having a breakdown. Richard, what about Pam's story?
People do it a lot. People put their books in front of other people's books. I absolutely get it. No way is Pam Ayres being disrespected in any bookshop in this country.
I think you're right.
And I thought that the Brooklyn accent was absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
Let me just say now, I might have given the impression that I was ruling out Lee. And while on many levels...
What sort of mind games are you playing? You say you want to help me, and then you do this.
I still think it's Lee.
Honestly,
You think it's Lee?
I still think it's Lee.
I agree with Sarah.
OK, David, you're the captain of that team. You're the leader of that team. What are you going to say?
Kyle, every day of the week.
Yes, I think it's probably Kyle.
OK. Lee, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Lee, and I helped Kyle get into a club.
Yes, Lee is Kyle's fellow fraudster. Thank you very much, Lee. So please welcome this week's special guest, Amanda. So, Mike, what is Amanda to you?
This is Amanda. I once hospitalised her with my elaborate dance moves.
Philippa, how do you know Amanda?
This is Amanda, and she caught me smuggling my cat into her zoo.
And finally, David, what is your relationship with Amanda?
This is Amanda. When I kicked her child's football back, she watched in horror as it sailed through the air and knocked her mother out of her camping chair.
Lee's team.
Mike. How old were you?
Around 20, maybe 19.
OK, and where were you?
Where was I? I suppose...
Well, don't suppose. Tell me where you were.
I was in quite an experimental phase of my dance journey, is where I was.
I meant geographically, but fine. Tell us more about the dance journey.
I was I've got, no formal training in dance, but at that time it was quite muscular, vigorous, but it's sort of heavy storytelling element to it as well. Amanda was a friend, well, and is to this day, but she was one of the few people who would be, was happy to take me on, who would...
Take you on?
Take me on dance-wise, take me on at the discotheque.
So basically, was it in a disco?
It was a normal, everyday discotheque.
Right. And you were in there...
Yeah.
With your friend?
With a bunch of friends.
And how did you know Amanda?
How did I know Amanda?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Students.
OK, and you said you told a story in your dance.
Telling a story, yeah.
What was the story this particular night?
Ragnarok. I was trying to retell the Nordic apocalypse. And the finishing move was... the problem lay with it. I was trying out a sort of power pirouette.
Can you show us the power pirouette?
Well, it's been 20 years. I could try.
OK.
But It's like the point of the power pirouette is very much the fulcrum is the heel rather than the toe.
Yeah.
So you're trying to do the full 360 with this sort of kind of cowboy swish at the end.
Yeah.
At which point they're reeling and you sort of saunter away.
Yeah.
And I then did a sort of tight funk twist, expecting to see Amanda, but Amanda was gone, and I just assumed she was tired, she was exhausted, but it turned out that the fulcrum, my heel, I'd done it on her right big toe.
Long Pete.
I don't know what she called her toes, but the torque was such that it ripped her toenail clean out.
Wow. And that was just from you talking?
That was...
But you didn't feel that with the... Usually when you stand on something, you know you've stood on something.
I didn't know, of course. I mean, if I'd known, I'd have... I'm not a monster.
I have to say, that's some of the finest dancing we've ever seen on
Thank you.
That's right up there with some of my stuff.
Who would you like to quiz next?
OK, Philippa, can you remind me again?
This is Amanda.
Yeah.
And she caught me smuggling my cat into her zoo.
Why did you want to smuggle your cat into a zoo?
Because when David Attenborough comes on, the cat dashes to watch the telly and really just loves the animals. And his favourite things are lions. And I just thought it'd be really great if I showed him some real lions.
Is this Kevin, the cat that I've seen on your TV shows?
Yes.
Oh.
I've got this sort of backpack thing that the cat's got a sort of porthole with a sort of perspex hole so he can sit in it.
You regularly take the cat out for days out?
Oh, yeah.
And have you made this thing, or can you buy a cat carrier?
You can buy them.
OK, so where else have you taken the cat?
Oh, we go on long walks.
Well, you do.
Which zoo was it?
London Zoo.
So what does Amanda do at London Zoo?
She goes around wearing a lanyard, bossing people about.
Oh.
And where did she apprehend you?
Well, we were doing quite well, because I kind of knew I wasn't supposed to bring an animal into the zoo.
Kind of?
Yeah, but I didn't want to face up to that.
Right.
Oh. So I put a sort of cardigan thing over his porthole, so it just looked like I was wearing a backpack. And then to show him the lions and things, I just sort of turned my back there like that.
You didn't?
I did.
So now everyone's thinking, why is this woman not looking at the lions?
But it was the tiger enclosure where I came across her, because to see the tigers, you have to go up on a sort of walkway. And so I was up on the walkway, and when I turned my back and removed the cardigan so Kevin could have a look, Amanda spotted my strange behaviour, and then she and a keeper kind of escorted me out of the zoo.
Why didn't you wear the backpack at the front to make yourself look less suspicious and sort of, like, just cover it over and then... Oh, it's like you flash it to the tiger. And can you talk us through the conversation with Amanda and the keeper?
She said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm showing Kevin the tigers." And she said, "You're not allowed to bring animals in here."
Did you not say, but you started it?
I wish I had!
All right. What about David's plausible tale? Refresh our memories.
This is Amanda. When I kicked her child's football back, she stood in horror as it sailed through the air and knocked her mother out of her camping chair.
So, where were you?
On the beach.
Whereabouts?
In Cornwall.
So you're on a beach call with your family?
Yes.
Ball comes trickling towards you.
The ball came very near me and then sort of stopped.
Yeah.
And then I went with the instinct to kick it back.
How far away was the child?
I'd say probably maybe about where Alan is.
So Alan's the child?
Yeah. Amanda is sort of the distance you are, Lee, and then Leisha is the mother sitting in a
And you
in a
managed
chair.
to kick a football that far?
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant, David. Brilliantly convincing.
Uh-huh. How many years ago?
This was last year.
Right.
You thought to keep in touch, just so she'd be quite useful to come on the programme and talk about it.
You've no idea. I mean, any incident at all, notes are made, numbers are taken.
He's getting so desperate, he probably aimed for the mother, thinking, at least I'll have something for series 29. And what did you say? I'm presuming you shouted, "Sorry, I was aiming for your child."
I went over.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, I'll help the mother up, but then actually, obviously, if this was last year, so it's sort of the time of COVID.
Yeah, not a good time for going on holidays, but we'll let it go.
So people were going to Cornwall last summer, you know.
OK.
I mean, that part's true.
Only the
so I went over and sort of got to within a couple of yards and then sort of mimed helping her up while Amanda helped her up.
Yeah. Even though you said sorry, when you walked away with your daughter and wife, did you turn to your wife and go, "Not a bad kick, that, wasn't it?" Did you feel a bit proud of yourself?
No, I didn't feel proud of it, because
Well, you texted me.
Right, we need an answer. Is Amanda Mike's damaged dancer, Philippa's feline finder, or David's outraged onlooker?
I feel like the sand scenario, it's not adding up.
What about Mike?
I feel like that isn't true neither.
I think Philippa's is very plausible.
You'd have to be a bit...
Well, but she is.
So what are you going to say?
So you think it's...
I think it might be at the zoo.
I think it might be the zoo.
OK, then we'll go with my team and say it's Philippa.
You're saying that it's Philippa taking her cat, Kevin, to the zoo. Right. Amanda, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Amanda, and Mike's dance moves put me in hospital.
Thank you very much, Amanda. So please welcome this week's special guest, Pam. So, Victoria, what is Pam to you?
This is Pam. She once returned my missing cat, only for my actual cat to turn up 2 days later.
Right, Victoria's pet pal, Rod. How do you know Pam?
This is Pam. I once had to say sorry to her for throwing my welly at her owls.
Rod's owl owner. And finally, Lee, what is your relationship with Pam?
This is Pam. She once walked into her hotel room to find me in her bath.
So there we have it. David's team, where to begin?
So, Victoria, so you had lost your cat.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And what did the cat look like?
Black.
Just black all over?
Correct.
And how long had the cat been missing?
Maybe 2 or 3 days.
Right. And had you done anything about the cat being missing?
Yeah. We'd put flyers up on bus stops, lampposts, newsagent's window.
Yeah. Name of the cat?
Romeo.
Romeo. And so...
Did you put underneath wherefore art thou?
No, but I should have done.
Except, of course, that means why are you?
Yes,
Not
good
where.
point, David. I realised he didn't realise that.
No.
Yeah, I love working with you, David.
Yeah.
Such fun.
If it's any consolation, Lee, and I know it will be, I welled up with self-loathing even as I said it. But I couldn't not say it.
Well,
so,
that's fair enough.
This is one of the many things I'm dealing with.
OK. Well, can you hurry up and get it sorted out?
That's what my therapist says at every session. So soon after the, as it were, the flyering campaign, Pam turned up.
Yep.
And did you know Pam before?
Vaguely.
How did you know her?
Because she's the landlady of my local pub.
Right. Which
and she says vaguely. You mean very well, Victoria.
So when she brought the fake Romeo back, did you know it wasn't your cat?
No, I thought it was Romeo. We were completely happy to have him back. He he looked a bit thinner.
A bit more black and whitey. A bit more doggy.
But then when the real Romeo came back...
So there was meowing at the back door 2 days-ish after that, and opened the back door, and there was Romeo. So then I thought, oh, my God, I've got to go back to Pam.
Yeah.
To say, whose is this cat? Because he's not mine.
Yeah.
So we decided that we should take it to the Battersea Cats and Dogs Home, which we did.
Do people go to Battersea Cats Home and go, we've lost our cat?
Yeah, you ring up.
It's not a good sister. You ring up and you go, my cat's gone missing. What does it look like? It's black. I'll go and have a look. Yeah, we found it.
Do you know if the original owner was ever reunited with fake Romeo?
I do, because I rang about 7 days later to find out what had happened, and fake Romeo had been reunited with his owner.
That's a lovely end to the story.
Was Pam the real owner? Was it that like the twist in the story?
Who would you like to quiz next?
Rod.
Just remind us, Rod, of your statement, please.
This is Pam, and I once had to say sorry to her for throwing my welly at her owls.
Rod,
Yeah.
were you sharing your welly with your friend?
Well, yes. I was in a way, because I say my welly, it was my welly for the duration of the welly throwing.
Nice.
Why was Pam's owl attending the welly throwing contest?
The welly throwing contest...
Yes.
...was at a little fete, a festival, it was at a wedding. It was a wedding. And the wedding people decided to have, like, a fete, a festival, a little carnival, to entertain people in the day before the wedding.
Yeah, but why is that part of the festival? Just a woman was standing with owls?
I mean, it's a good question. Pam and her owls were at the wedding.
Are you saying Pamela Owls or Pam and her owls?
There's Pam and her owls. Yes. There's welly throwing, there's food stalls, there's coconut shies, there's other things going on.
OK, so it's at the Pam and her owls section. What's the activity? Just a good old look at an owl.
There's a little gazebo, and then there's owls on, like, podiums. That you can go up and read about, and you can ask Pam about her owl.
So these aren't models of owls, these are live owls.
Oh, they're live owls.
Did you say, are they live?
Yeah.
I mean, the idea of someone coming along with owls sounds very dull. Yeah. But for Pam and her owls, and they're just little cement owls, would be... Right, thanks, Pam. I'm just going to go to the food store.
Pam's got a show with her dead owls. Pam and her dead owls to the...
Do the owls do anything? Or do they just sit there?
They just sit there.
They sit there and observe the people reading about them.
Pam assured me they were alive.
But if they were in the gazebo, when you threw the welly, how did it hit the owls?
Shall I show you what happened?
Yes, please do.
Yeah. Right. There's two techniques of welly throwing. You've got the basic swing, like that. Or, you'll know this, Rob, you've got the hammer.
Of course, yes.
Right? I swung like that, left go a little bit too late.
Oh.
On an angle. Here's Pam and her owls, 2 owls on plinths.
Yeah.
I leave go with the welly. It goes straight into their gazebo. This is how I knew they were alive. It went straight through the middle of them, and the 2 of them went like that.
So the owls weren't hit or hurt?
Thankfully.
But they might have cricked their necks.
Because I don't think Pam would be standing like that if I'd killed them.
All right, now then, what about Lee? Just remind us.
This is Pam. She once walked into a hotel room to find me in her bath.
So why were you in her bath?
Because I was in the wrong room.
How did you end up in the wrong room?
I ended up in the wrong room because I locked myself out.
So you thought you'd just pick anyone?
No, I went down to reception and told them this. I said, I've locked myself out. And they said, oh, what?
So just go in Pam's room.
They said, don't worry, she's at a wedding with her owls, you'll be all right for an hour. They said, what room are you in? Gave them the room number. Didn't realise I'd got the room number wrong.
Yeah, but you've gone in the room.
Correct.
Haven't you noticed that your suitcase is not there?
No, because
you just went straight in the bathroom like a nutter.
No.
You just went straight...
I had checked into the hotel a few hours earlier. I was very late for a show I was doing. I put my suitcase just next to the bed and ran straight to the show.
You go in the room. Yeah. You go immediately into the bathroom. You haven't gone into the main bit of the room in a way which would be, there's no doubt, more normal.
Have you ever needed the toilet desperately?
Yeah, but you went to the bath, not the toilet.
Hey, I'm from up north. I can double up.
Yeah. So you're naked You're in the bath.
Yeah?
Pam walks in.
Yeah.
What happened?
I got my headphones on. I'm chilling out to a bit of whatever. And then I think I hear a click, if I'm going to be honest. At the time, I'm thinking...
And it's Pam cocking a gun.
Anyway, I'm lying there, and she comes in.
Right. This must have been a very upsetting moment
Well,
for both of you, but particularly for her.
No,
How did she
particularly
react?
for me. Particularly for me.
No, sir, not for you.
No.
For you, the company was a plus.
No.
For her,
No.
how did she react?
No. I, as far as I'm concerned, I'm in my own bath. Who's going to be the most upset at that point?
Were you exposed in the bath?
Oh, no, I put bubble bath in because even I can't stand the sight of it.
So what happened then?
She stepped out. At this point, she's on the phone now to reception, saying, there's a man in my bath. So I went round the corner to have it out with Pam. I see female clothes strewn everywhere, and I don't like being in the wrong, so I just went, well, somebody's very untidy. and I left. She wasn't happy until I turned at the last moment. I said, just as the door was closing, I just put my foot in like that and wedged it away. Would you like to come on Would I Lie to You?
All right, we need an answer. So, David's team, is Pam Victoria's pet pal, Rod's owl owner, or Lee's bemused bather?
I think Victoria, because Pam looks like a pub owner. She looks like she could handle the tap.
Yeah.
Oh. She could that night.
What do you think?
I think it's Victoria.
Also, I don't believe a single word Lee or Rod says.
Yeah, so that would be a good reason to go for Victoria. Yeah.
You don't believe the bit about me even having a bath?
No, look at you.
I'm going Victoria.
You still think Victoria?
I do.
I'm very worried about this. I think it might be Rod, but we're going to go for Victoria.
You're going to say it's Victoria?
Yeah.
OK. Pam, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Pam, and Rod threw a Wellington boot at my house.
Yes, Pam is Rod's owl owner. Thank you very much, Pam. So please welcome this week's special guest, Melissa. So, Raj, what is Melissa to you?
Well, this is Melissa, and last year she caught me cuddling her car.
Deborah, how do you know Melissa?
Well, this is Melissa, and I recently discovered that we shared the same naked cleaner.
Finally, David, what is your relationship with Melissa?
This is Melissa, and she once assaulted me with a super soaker when she mistook me for a fox.
Lee's team, where do you want to begin?
Well, it's got to be Raj, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So, why are you cuddling her car?
I had a car which was my pride and joy. It wasn't the value, it was just a Spitfire. It was a really nice blue Spitfire.
Which stage of your life was this, Raj?
To be honest, I sold the car only about 6 years ago. And I hadn't seen the car for all that time. And as lockdown was easing, we were told that you could actually drive to beauty spots and go for a walk. We got in the car, we drove to the parking spot at Hempstead Forest.
Oh, Hampstead Forest, yeah.
No, Hempstead.
Hempstead.
I just thought you were very posh. The car at Hempstead Forest.
It's about 2 miles from where I live.
OK.
And we parked up, and lo and behold, there was my old car.
So you went and embraced the car?
Well, I would never have sold that car, but it was about the time when I really had a bad back. So it was just too much getting in and out of the Spitfire. It was really low. So my wife said, you know, you've got to...
Rob's the same, getting in and out of his bath.
Yeah.
You've got a little door now, haven't you, Rob? So
I saw the car.
You saw your car, and it's obviously same red,
and
so
literally,
you know it's yours.
we were in a good mood, the sun was shining, we were able to go for a walk, and I said to Sue, you know, it's my old car.
You said to Sue?
Yes, Sue's my wife. So I said to Sue, oh, man, it's my car. And I just said, oh, I've got to give it a hug. Yeah. And so I went over and literally I was giving it a hug. And this lovely lady came up to me and said, excuse me, but what are you doing with my car?
Right,
and
can I just ask you a question? Have you come on national television to invent an alibi about you and your wife going dogging?
How did Melissa react upon her arrival?
Well, to be honest, I mean, she didn't know who I was from Adam, so she, you know, said, what are you doing? And I had to explain that this actually was my car, because she hadn't bought it off me.
OK. What year was this car?
It was, I think, 1963.
Ah, and it's a Triumph, so it'll have had the sort of TR4A suspension.
To be honest, I have no idea, Lee.
Ah, good, because I haven't either. Was it a soft top?
Yeah, it was only a two-seater.
But, Raj, you also said that Melissa was there with her family. It's a two-seater.
Oh. No, I never said she was there with her family.
There's more to you than a lobster costume.
Do you know what I'm saying?
She definitely wasn't there with her family. She was there with a friend. There was just two of them.
Just the two of them?
In the same bubble?
Keep it light.
All right, who would you like to quiz next?
Well, Deborah, she said they shared a naked cleaner. Now, I've heard of naked cleaners.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is it a thing?
It is a thing, and I know two people that have them.
Wait, stop.
No, because I can't say who it is.
Well, we know who they are.
Does one always stand on the left so we know who it is?
No, don't go there.
I didn't say anybody. Who are you thinking of?
No. Why did I come on this show? Do you know what? Can I just say to our lovely audience here and everybody watching at home, Rob, I've told a million times how much I love this show. I told you how much I love this show before the show. I told everybody that I love this show. The reality is I never want to come on this show again.
I should say, you can hire naked cleaners. I had not hired a naked cleaner. I had hired a cleaner who was wonderful and I adored. And one day I came home and discovered her cleaning naked.
Oh, naked. Completely
Yes.
naked. Now, please tell us about that conversation.
I came in and I shouted out, hello, Anna, I'm home. And she popped her head out of the bedroom and said, oh, I'm cleaning naked because it's so hot. And I went, oh. And I said to my best friend, thank God my husband didn't come home. And she went, don't be ridiculous, Deborah, he was under the bed.
She's not a very good cleaner, is she?
Yeah, and anyway, it then turned out it was just something that she liked to do. If it got very hot and there was no one home, she enjoyed cleaning naked.
Right, so, and did you say this is fine?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I feel very grateful anyone will come and hoover and clean my bathroom as it is. I'm not going to start making stipulations like you have to have clothes on.
I don't think that's a strict rule. I think you're allowed to say, you know, tea's in the kitchen, milk's in the fridge, keep your clothes on. I think that's completely fine.
No, because I feel uncomfortable. Then I feel like I'm one of the lords and ladies in Downton Abbey.
So you think by saying keep your clothes on it makes you sound a bit uppity?
Yeah, just generally...
It's a good point, actually, because I'm worried... I've got a cleaner and I'm worried I'm not down to earth as I used to be. So when I get back, I'm going to say, can you take all your clothes off? Because I'm a little bit worried that people are getting the wrong impression of me.
So Melissa isn't the cleaner that...
No.
What's the connection?
OK, so I was at a party and I overheard behind me someone telling my anecdote, which was I came home, the cleaner put her head out the bedroom saying, I'm cleaning naked because it's so hot. And I thought, she's stolen my anecdote. So I just went, excuse me, that's my story. That happened to me. And she went, well, it happened to me. I said, what is your cleaner's name? And she said, Anna. And I went, oh, my God, we've got the same cleaner.
Yeah, but hang on. She doesn't advertise herself as a naked cleaner. No. She's a cleaner who likes to take her clothes off. You're saying they exist as a... Would you like to book a naked cleaner?
Yes, they do.
But clearly what Anna does, you know, you would prefer that. That doesn't sound...
No, I think...
That doesn't...
The potential here...
Oh, I just want to go home.
Now, The point is that what you're saying, I think, is that, that this Anna maybe has missed her vocation working as the kind of cleaner you're talking about your perverted show business friends liking, where they not only are allowed to take their clothes off, but must do.
You're very calm about this. You're like, OK, that's fine, that's your attitude. I'm shocked. You know, you're married. Do you want your husband to see a naked woman cleaning the house?
Oh, he would just be... He's like David. He would be... He was very like David. He would just be really embarrassed about it.
He'd just be a bit embarrassed.
He'd just be a bit embarrassed.
All right, now, what about David?
Oh, he's never been naked in his life.
Every bit of me has been naked, but never all at the same time.
I like to think of the idea that you came out in a little jacket.
Remind us of your connection to Melissa.
Well, this is Melissa, and she once assaulted me with a super soaker when she mistook me for a fox.
Are we all aware of the super soakers?
Especially a large, powerful water pistol.
Yeah,
it takes the fun of the water pistol and then goes too far. You'll be familiar with the principle, Lee.
What were you doing for her to think you were a fox?
Were you, by any chance, making love with a high-pitched squeal?
By the bins.
Yeah. Again.
No, I wasn't. I think, as we've established...
I've heard you, David. We've all heard.
No, you can't have it both ways. I'm either some pathetic asexual lump, as correctly expressed by Deborah,
To be strictly fair, I did not describe my husband or you as a pathetic asexual lump.
No.
Yeah, but we knew what you were thinking.
I'm either an embarrassed embarrassment or I'm a fox squealing by the bins. Not both.
But what were you doing?
Good question. I was replacing and removing a bin. Melissa lives next door. We both have, at our house and at her house, green recycling wheelie bins.
A green bin is for green waste.
Yeah. No, that's the brown one.
Where I live, which I'm not prepared to specify on television for obvious reasons.
What? In case they try every door?
It's just they can narrow it down. Anyway, a green wheelie bin is what you have for recycling where I live.
But why did she think you're a fox?
It was dark, and she heard noises and assumed it was a fox.
And where are you at this point? Are you just putting the bin back?
I am putting the bin down the side of her house.
Right.
And extracting our bin, because the bins, after being emptied, sometimes get wrongly reattributed.
Now, that's true.
So she's immediately gone, come round, got you. How many times?
I think it was one big sploosh.
She got you, though?
She got me.
How wet were you?
Is there a unit of wetness? I don't remember it hurting, but it was shocking and wet.
That's his profile on Match.com.
I wouldn't describe it as pain, but it was definitely...
That's the second list.
It was shocking and...
Shocking, not too wet, but painful.
All right.
Similar for fun and games.
We need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Melissa Raj's motoring mate, Deborah's cleaner companion, or David's sharpshooter?
I'm Team Deborah. Having the same anecdote and being furious about someone stealing your anecdote and finding out you independently had experienced the same thing would bond you.
I'm believing Raj.
Are you?
I am, yeah, because I could imagine he would get excited about it. It's something that he would do.
What do you think, Lee?
Well, everything about David's story makes sense. He would swap the bins in a way that no other human being would. Not just, oh, yeah, sorry, got your bin. Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, no, I better put it back secretly. She'll hate me otherwise. Right, so, I'm now going to make a decision. We'll go with the cleaner story.
All right. They're saying that it is the cleaner. Melissa, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Melissa, and I shared a naked cleaner with Deborah.
Whoa!
Yes, Melissa is Deborah's cleaner companion. Thank you very much, Melissa. Please welcome this week's special guest, Graham. So, Bobby, what is Graham to you?
So this is Graham. When I won his competition, my prize was a trolley dash through a pound shop.
Joe Brand, how do you know Graham?
This is my old neighbour, Graham, and when my landlady was trying to sell my flat, I asked Graham to bang a bongo to put off any potential buyers.
Oh. And finally, Lee, what is your relationship with Graham?
This is Graham. All his bees flew away when I was looking after them.
So there we have it. Bobby's pound shop pal, Joe's noisy neighbour, or Lee's beeless buddy. David's team, where do you begin?
OK, well, we'll start with Bobby. So what was Graham's competition?
So he was organising a competition to open a new pound store, actually 99p store.
So, sorry, he was organising a competition to open one?
So it's a competition where somebody gets to open the store.
So the prize was opening the new pound store?
Yes.
What was the competition?
Oh, so you had to submit some sort of, like, artistic, creative entry that you could display or show off at the opening.
The winner of the artistic competition would win the prize of opening the new pound store.
And get to do a trolley dash as well.
How long did you get to dash?
99 seconds. It would make sense, wouldn't it? 99p.
Like sort of. I suppose, or 99 years, or, yeah, fine.
Bobby, tell us about your artistic entry.
So...
Oh, the old Rob Brydon chat-up line.
So I wrote, like, a little, like, poem or a jig.
A what? Sorry?
A jig? A jig, like, little, like, few words to open it.
That's not a jig, is
a poem,
it? A
like,
jig is a dance.
But, like, but you could... If you had, in theory, a good verse, you could jig to it as well.
Now, do you recall any of this poem?
So I definitely remember one line was, at 99p store, bargains galore.
At 99p
And then everyone's, like, jigging.
Bargains galore.
And everyone's, like, jigging away at the opening.
So that was your artistic entry. What was it up against?
I don't know.
Let me rephrase that. What did that beat?
I think it's far more likely that Bobby's entry was actually the only one.
What sort of size crowd was it? How many people had this attracted?
60, 70, 80. That's a lot.
Why do you say about 70?
Because it's somewhere in the region of 60 to 80.
Well, that's about 70.
It could be, but it might be the lower end. Might be 60.
So 60-plus people have gone...
Maximum 80.
Apparently they're opening a new pound store in the area, so that would be a great thing to do. Shall we go to that?
I don't want to go. Haven't you heard? Someone's reading a poem. Get my coat.
Yes, it's quite... It's not just a poem. It's one of those poems you're encouraged to jig around to.
We'll never get in. It'll be packed. Oh, I don't know, 60 to 80, probably 59 plus, but maybe towards the lower end. Let's go, darling.
All right, who next?
Joe. Graham is your former neighbour, is that right?
Yes, Graham is my former neighbour, and my landlady wanted to sell the flat I was living in, so I enlisted the help of Graham to just make it sound, obviously, like there was loads of noise all the time to put off the buyers.
So he would just listen out for when people were being shown round?
No, well, she would tell me when people were coming to look round.
Yeah.
Joe, didn't she think it was maybe a bad idea to let you be the person who shows people around? Because, like, you're not incentivised to try and make it look nice because you're going to lose where your home if it's sold.
It happens more than you think in supermarkets. There are people at the supermarket showing you how to use the automatic checkout.
Yeah.
And you go, well, that's a turkey voting for Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did he have the bongos, or did you have to supply them?
He had decorative bongos, which
Did he?
which I never really heard him play very much.
Is that like a male version of Vajazzled? I'd like the decorative bongos, please.
So did any of the prospective buyers be like, oh, that's a nightmare? Does that go on often? Like, did they fall for it?
It worked a treat. Not one single one said, really love a bit of bongos above my head of an evening.
And why was Graham so keen to help?
Because we knew each other. I'd have played the bongos for him if he'd asked me, so...
Honestly, a bottle of wine's enough.
Lee, remind us of your story.
Well, Graham is a beekeeper, and I was looking after his bees, and they all managed to escape.
Why were you looking after his bees? Because Graham is a beekeeper, and you are a comedian.
Yes, but he kept wearing the wrong shirts, and they kept landing on him.
So he has bees in his garden?
Yes.
And he's, what, going on holiday?
He's going away for 5 days.
And it's obviously filling in that number of pet passports for a few tens of thousands of bees. It's a nightmare.
How do you look after bees? Because you don't feed them, do you?
They actually have, like, a sugary, watery thing that you feed them.
Do you feed them individually?
Yes, you do. I breastfed them individually.
I'm imagining you've got the sugary water. What is the receptacle?
There's a little tray at the bottom of the hive. You pull it out, you pour it in, you close.
Do you have to put on a beekeeping costume to do that?
Not to do that.
OK.
But there was more to it than that, and this is why the bees escaped.
Right.
It's when you try and get the honey that is the problem, and that's what the problem was.
Why did you try and get their honey?
Because I thought... He's
only away for 5 days.
Yes, but I'd actually seen beekeepers on the television, and I saw the process of the smoking thing and the costume.
And you thought you'd give it a go?
Well, it was there.
Unauthorised.
It was there.
So was the beekeeping costume not locked in his house?
No, no. It was in a shed. It's just a shed. And it was just hanging there. Everything was so neat, I thought, that's tempting. And then I saw the little thing.
The smoke thing?
No, the woman that was asthmatic. And I helped her, she left. And then there was the smoking thing. It's like a little... It's like a watering can, but it produces smoke if you light it.
Oh, right, so
and that kind of calms them down.
That sort of makes them a bit, you know...
You figured out how to use that watering can that emits smoke?
Well, I thought I had. That's the problem. There were these little things inside. You know those little things you light that smell nice and they're sometimes pyramid-shaped?
Like a little cone?
Cone, yeah, a little cone.
A cone?
Yes. So you light the little cone, it gives off a smell. And there was a box of matches just there as well.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
It was unbelievably convenient. And it was almost like a sketch.
There was a big sign saying, why not give it a go?
So you put the outfit on.
Yeah.
It's now... The thing is smoking. What did you do?
I tried to remember the TV documentary I saw, which was to take the lid off the roof.
Oh, Lord. Quite scary.
I'm a brave man. Rob, I'm a brave man.
Or an idiot. I mean, we'll never know.
There's a third option. I could be a liar. So I decided to take the lid off.
Whoa, so you took the lid off before smoking them?
No, you take the lid off, then you smoke in a downward position. It goes down.
Smoking in a downward position?
You smoke down.
Smoke
because,
rises.
No, you don't, because too much smoke can actually kill them. Because if you put it in the bottom and it goes up, it could kill them. It's like the old phrase, never smoke a beehive from the bottom.
So you start smoking from above.
I went... And so when you push it, it forces the smoke down before it floats back up. But it was like a dragon. Yeah. Right, it came out like that.
Right.
And the bees sort of like that, looked up like that. And then a few of them started to come out, but then the big thing happened. The Queen turned up.
How did you identify the Queen?
She had a crown. And smoke, 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 bees, all fly away.
Right.
Including the Queen. Gone. Every one of them.
Every single bee?
Well, there was one in there that sort of went... Where'd everyone go? At this point, I'm panicking.
Go to a pet shop. I need 45,000 bees.
And he said, we don't sell bees. And he said, but you had one in your window yesterday.
Maybe they'd gone to an Airbnb. Now, all right, we need an answer. So, David's team. Is Graham Bobby's pound shop pal, Joe's noisy neighbour, or Lee's beeless buddy?
I don't think it's the pound shop thing, because that sounded like such a peculiar little sequence of events. I think it's probably the bongos.
You think it's probably the bongos? What do you...
Yeah, I like the bongo story. Although I think he could be a beekeeper.
So what are you going to settle on, then?
I'm feeling the bongo story. It's unlikely, but it's got to be the most likely.
You're going for the bongos. Graham, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Graham, and I let Bobby go on a trolley dash.
Yes, and we have a picture from the local newspaper to prove this. Look, there he is. Wow. Yes, Graham is Bobby's pound shop pal. Thank you very much, Graham.